Good morning, dear students of class 8B. Welcome to your social science class. Well, students, we are currently on the chapter Mineral and Power Resources, and in our previous class, we discussed about the meaning and types of minerals. So, before starting with today's class, let us do a quick revision on the meaning and the types of minerals. Okay. So students, let me remind you all the meaning of minerals. So minerals are naturally occurring substances having a definite chemical composition. Well students, as far as the distribution of minerals is concerned, let me tell you all that minerals are distributed unevenly over the earth. As you all know, students, I told you all in the previous class that minerals are mostly found in the places or areas of rock formation. Okay. But students, there are other places also where minerals are found. In fact, there are places where minerals are found, and such places are mostly inaccessible. That means such places are beyond human reach. Students, for example, minerals are found in places like Arctic Ocean and in the Antarctica. So these are the places where the human beings cannot access, isn't it? So minerals are found in different places. So the distribution of minerals on earth is uneven. They are in fact formed in different types of environmental conditions. And students, minerals are formed by natural processes without any human intervention. Okay. And how can we identify minerals? We can identify minerals on the basis of their physical properties like their shape, their color, their density, their hardness, and their chemical properties such as solubility. Okay. Now students, coming to the types of minerals. So we discussed about the types of minerals as well. Minerals are basically divided into two types, metallic and non-metallic minerals. While metallic minerals contain metal in raw form, non-metallic minerals do not contain metal. And students, metallic minerals are further subdivided into ferrous and non-ferrous minerals. So ferrous metallic minerals are those minerals which contain iron. Okay. On the other hand, non-ferrous minerals are those metallic minerals which do not contain iron, but they may contain some other metals. Alright. So students, this is what we discussed in our last class. So today we will first discuss about the various processes of extraction of minerals. That means how the minerals are extracted. And then we will discuss about the various uses of minerals, and at the end we will discuss about why we should conserve the mineral resources. All right. So students, you all can see the picture, right? So in the picture you can see a flow chart. Here you can clearly see that there are three processes of extraction of minerals: mining, drilling, and quarrying. And students, mining is subdivided into two more types, that is open cast mining and shaft mining. So let us now discuss about all these types of processes in details. So students, these are the three types of processes through which minerals can be extracted: mining, drilling, and quarrying. Okay, now coming to mining. So students, mining basically means the process by which we can take out minerals from the rocks which are buried deep inside the earth. Okay. So mining is nothing but the process of taking out minerals from the rocks which are buried inside the earth. Okay. And then students, mining is divided into open cast mining and shaft mining. Now what is open cast mining? So students, sometimes the minerals may lie near the earth surface. That means you do not have to dig it very deep. That means sometimes the minerals, they may lie at shallow depth. Okay, that means they lie just near the earth surface, so that you can simply take them out by removing the surface layer. You do not have to extract the soil. You do not have to make holes into that. Okay. So open cast mining basically means taking out of the minerals from near the earth surface, so that you do not have to dig it deep. Okay. Next is shaft mining. So students, shaft mining is opposite of open cast mining. In shaft mining, the minerals, they lie deep down the earth. Okay, so for that, deep bores have to be made, or tunnels have to be made in order to reach the minerals that lie at great depth. Okay, so in case of open cast mining, the minerals, they lie at shallow depth, so that you do not have to dig it so much. But in shaft mining, since the minerals, they lie at great depth, you need to make bores or tunnels. Okay, now students, the next type of process, or the next method of extraction of mineral is drilling. Well students, in drilling, deep bores are made, or deep wells are made to take the minerals from below the earth surface. And drilling is almost same as shaft mining. The only difference is that in drilling, the minerals which are taken out, or the minerals which are extracted, they are mostly in liquid form or in gaseous form. For example, petroleum and natural gas. Okay, so in drilling, I'm repeating, in drilling, deep wells are bored to take out the minerals which lie at great depth, which are much below the earth surface. Okay, and then students, the last method is quarrying. So quarrying is also similar to open cast mining. Quarrying is the process in which minerals that lie near the earth surface, they are simply dug out. Okay, so students, these are the three main processes of extraction of minerals: mining, drilling and quarrying. And mining is divided into open cast mining and shaft mining. Now students, let us discuss about the uses of minerals. Why do we need minerals? Why are minerals useful? So students, we discussed in the last class that in all walks of life, we need minerals, we use minerals, right from the food we eat, to the utensils that we use, to the jewelry that we wear. Everything has mineral in it. Okay, isn't it? So students, for example, the various gems, the various stones that people wear, diamond, then quartz, neelam, etc., they are all minerals. Okay, then the various industries, students, the iron and steel industry, then bottle industry, all these industries also use minerals. Then students, minerals are also used to make the various types of coins and pipes. For example, copper is used. Okay, and then students, aluminium is one mineral which is used, or you can say which serves a variety of purpose, which is used in automobiles, it is used in aeroplanes, it is used in bottling the beverages, it is used in the construction of buildings as well. Then when we go to a restaurant to have our food, the food mostly is served in an aluminium foiled box, isn't it? And then students, the utensils or the kitchen cookwares, they are also made of minerals. For example, copper, silver and aluminium. Okay, so apart from these also, there are various other uses of minerals. The food that we eat, it also contains minerals like iodine, iron, calcium, zinc, etc. Okay, yes, so now that we have come to know about why we need minerals, now let us discuss why should we conserve the minerals. So students, we have already come to know how useful minerals are, right? We need minerals for so many reasons. So students, we need to conserve minerals. Why? Because first, minerals are non-renewable resources. So students, you all know what are non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those resources which takes a lot of time to regenerate. Okay, that means once they are exhausted, they take thousands of years for their regeneration or formation. So since minerals are non-renewable resources, we should use the minerals carefully. Otherwise, what will happen? They will become exhausted, isn't it? And once they become exhausted, it will take thousands of years for their regeneration. But students, nowadays the human activities are leading to the excessive use of minerals. In fact, the rate at which human beings are using the minerals is more than the rate at which new minerals are getting formed. You understand? So what will happen? Human beings are using more minerals than the environment can produce it. So as a result, the minerals are getting depleted. The minerals are getting exhausted day by day. So it's high time that we should conserve the minerals. Otherwise, we will be left with no minerals. Understood? So students, what are the different ways in which we can conserve the minerals? First, we can conserve the minerals by minimizing their wastage. We should keep in mind that the minerals that we are using, it is that means the minerals we are using, it is not overused. Okay, that means we are not overusing the minerals. We should ensure that we are not overusing or wasting the minerals. Then students, the other way through which we can conserve minerals is by way of recycling. So recycling means converting the used minerals into something useful. Okay, so recycling is another way by which we can conserve the minerals. Okay, so students, today we have discussed about the various processes of extraction of minerals, that is mining, drilling and quarrying. And we discussed about the two types of minings, open cast mining and shaft mining. And then students, we discussed about the uses of minerals. The minerals are used as gems in making of jewelry. They are used in various industries like iron and steel industry. Then the minerals are used in the cookwares, in the utensils. Then they are used in making coins and pipes. Then they are used in bottling industry, automobiles, etc. Okay. And then students, lastly we discussed about why we should conserve the minerals. So we should conserve the minerals because they are non-renewable resource, and if they get exhausted, it will take thousands of years for their regeneration. So this will create problem for the environment, for the mankind, right? And the rate at which human beings are using the minerals, it is much more than the rate at which the earth can produce minerals. So it's high time we should think of conserving the minerals. So there are two ways by which we can conserve the minerals. One, by minimizing their wastage, and second, through the way of recycling. All right. So students, these are your homework for today's class. All these questions we have already discussed. So explain the different processes of extraction of minerals. So you need to write about all the processes, that is mining, drilling and quarrying, and you also have to write about open cast mining and shaft mining. All right. Then in the second question, you need to state or mention any three uses of minerals. Okay. Then the third question, why should we conserve the minerals? So we should conserve minerals because they are non-renewable, and if they are exhausted, they will take thousands of years for their regeneration, and the rate at which human beings are using minerals is more than the rate at which minerals are produced by the environment. Okay. And then the last question, suggest any two measures to conserve minerals. So any two measures that can be adopted to conserve minerals are minimizing the use of minerals and recycling. Okay. So students, kindly do these questions and submit it in your Google Classroom against the assignment which has been created. You need to submit it tonight between 8 to 9 p.m. All right. And in case you have any doubt, do ask me. Okay then everyone. Thank you so much.